Talk about Orchid Pharma. This stock is moving quite well in trade today because the company has received the US FDA's approval for one of its novel drugs. Ekta is here with the details. Ekta, which drug is this and what is the kind of opportunity for Orchid?
Well, you know, the news is, or the headline is, that it is the first ever new chemical entity which is discovered by an Indian company to have ever received a US FDA nod. Now, if you've looked at the Orchid story for many years, you know, this was a particular molecule which they had outsourced or out-licensed to a company called Ekta Therapeutics. Now, Ekta had acquired the global rights of this particular drug, very difficult to announce in terms of a name, but it is used for complicated urinary tract infections and generally difficult to treat UTIs, which cannot be treated with antibiotics easily. So now this particular molecule, which was discovered and innovated by Orchid, was out-licensed to Ekta Therapeutics by Orchid Pharma. So they had acquired the global rights ex of India for the development and commercial rights from Orchid. And now they discovered the drug, they took it to the end stage and have now received approval for the US FDA, from the US FDA. And this is following a positive recommendation that they got from the European regulators as well. So in terms of the impact for Orchid, there will be a launch within the next couple of quarters in the US. It is going to be marketed under the drug name XB-Philip, and the estimated global commercial peak sales are expected to be $150 to $200 million. What Orchid will get is royalties from this to the tune of around 6 to 8% in terms of a range. At peak, the annual royalties for Orchid could be around $12 to $16 million. Remember, they already out-licensed the drug many years ago to Ekta, which then took it to the end stage. So now they will only get royalties from it. Orchid, however, has commercialization rights for the drug in India, and hence there could be potential for them to probably build it up in the Indian market. It could probably even reach sales of around 200 odd crores. But nonetheless, it is definitely a feather in the cap for a company, for an Indian company, which discovered this molecule many years ago, even though they had out-licensed it to another company. And as you can see, the stock is reacting very well to this piece of news. The India market remains for Orchid, and that will be something to watch.
You know, Ekta, if you cannot pronounce that difficult name, I don't think any one of us can do that, because you're known for pronouncing all those difficult pharmaceutical names. But thank you so much for joining us with the update that has come by on Orchid Pharma. We'll do one thing, we'll slip into a short break. On the other side,